think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can. Here on Slime O'Clock, when our friends from Chewy send us another shipment of dog food for our little Yorkie, it's time for dry ice experiments. We're going to play around with sublimation by taking this nice bottle filled with warm water, and we're going to add some dry ice to it. What do you think is going to happen? Well, right away, the dry ice is going to start changing from a solid into a gas. That process is called sublimation. When the dry ice goes from being a solid straight to a gas, it skips the liquid stage, sublimation. So we're going to take some of this dry ice and start dropping it down in. And I know you're not supposed to touch it with your hand. And look at that. It's going to start bubbling. Right away. Oops. That's on my leg. It's going to start bubbling like crazy. Ooh, look at that. Let's get a couple more pieces in there. I got to make sure they're small enough to fit through the hole in the top without much fuss, so they're not on my hand that long. Look at that. Smoke in a bottle. Don't you love sublimation? But what happens if you take a balloon and put it on top? As that dry ice is in that warm water, bubbling away, it's creating this gas. It's releasing this gas that's already frozen in the ice. That is sublimation. Now we're going to take and put a balloon on top of it. What do you think is going to happen? That gas is going to keep filling the balloon until either the balloon pops or the bottle explodes. Do I want either one of those things to happen? No. So we're just going to let it fill a little bit, then I'm going to take it off of there. So now we have ourselves a balloon filled with carbon dioxide, which is frozen into these chunks of ice, and it converted from a liquid straight into a gas, and it filled up our balloon. Don't you love it? Let's try that again. We're going to fill a balloon using sublimation, 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 sublimation. Now, you do have to be careful when working with dry ice in this situation. Some people act like, well, what would happen if I put the lid on it? Well, the gas that's being released and expanding so fast wouldn't have anywhere to go. So pressure would build up inside the bottle, and eventually this Coca-Cola bottle would explode. The gas would have to find a way out. The pressure would build so quickly it would become dangerous. You would not want to put the bottle on this balloon unless you're doing that experiment and you're planning on leaving it there and getting away and watching from a distance, because it's going to come out somewhere. It would find the weakest point on the plastic, and the pressure would eventually punch through the weakest point on the plastic. Don't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing. Sublimation. Thank you for joining me for this quick dry ice activity where we filled up a couple balloons with warm water and dry ice. You notice the smoke is kind of dying down. Part of that reason would be because the dry ice is sublimated, it's turned into gas. Another part would be that warm water is cooling off a little bit. So let's see if we can get it to go a little bit more. I'll drop in a couple more pieces of dry ice. And just as a fun thing as we're getting ready to leave, toot toot, toot toot, toot toot. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I know 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 I can.